Hi, I'm Leapfrog.
Hello, my name is LogansStory, and welcome to LogansStory. Today we talk about this next Steven Spielberg highlight, Schindler's List. Let's get into it. Okay, so your hopes, your dreams, your thoughts, your understandings, the things you hold true are taken away from you. You go on a train that's unbeknownst to you, without your father, without your mother, without anyone who knows you by name, and you're treated like cattle until a man named Oscar Schindler decides to make a list of these people who can be immune to the Nazis' rage. Schindler's List is a story about what could happen when there's hope. And because of that, what could happen in terms of that hope is beautiful. Schindler's List is a story about Jews who face a horrible mass deportation and mass killing. That no other thing in history can be so horrid as this. Maybe there's a few things, but this is one of the highest ones talked about. What if you were taken away from where you lived? What if you were treated like cattle? What if you met a doctor that was horrible, that treated you horribly, that probed you, that was so evil you wouldn't even think possible of a man being so evil? And Command in Chain, the SS, the Command in Chain, Adolf Hitler. In terms of SS officers who rage and pillage throughout the night and gain people rather than prices. This could be a hard movie to talk about because at the end of the day, it was really them versus the world. Oscar Schindler saved about a couple so Jews, and because of that, he's labeled as a hero. But he himself couldn't label himself as a hero. As seen in the movie, he states, I could have gotten more. And cries. Because of the gas chambers, the shootings, the rapings, the killing of many children to be. It's a sad story to tell. But what are the nooks and crannies? What can we talk about in terms of something like this? Well, let's go into detail. Okay, so the premise of the story is one that is happy and sad at the same time. The war ends, and Oscar Schindler asks, here they are. Then there comes a set line that comes with the Nazis' view, and they all leave. It's a sad taking towards what could possibly be a good and happy story. And this in itself is not really happy. I mean, it has hope, don't get me wrong, but it's not happy. I think Steven Spielberg was trying to say to us, as people, what does it mean to have that hope? What does it mean to have that treasure of hope? I mean, you see Star Wars representing it in a wild way, but this movie represents it in a realistic way. And no other movie has ever been able to do that. So I'm telling you, and I'm asking you this. What does it mean to have an overbounding sense of hope? What does it mean for a person to have an overbounding sense of compassion? This could be the greatest movie of all time. But the thing is, it's a personal story. It's a story that's close to Steven Spielberg. And it's a story that needs to be told. Otherwise, we lose sight of what could be a problem in the future. What does this mean for you and I? Application, of course. Okay, so when you think about this movie, think about this. What am I doing to be compassionate in an everyday realm? What am I doing to show hope to people in an everyday realm? What can I do to make sure people know that hope is out there, beauty is out there, love is out there, kindness is out there? Because at the end of the day, there are many killings of these people And it was all because of some silly thing, whatever that silly thing may be. And the action carried out by Adolf Hitler to exterminate Jews was not a good spot on our history. In fact, it's one we can't ignore. And being as so, we need to make sure that we live a life full of kindness and compassion. There's so much turmoil in this world that we can't really control. At least some of us can't. But that being as it may, what is the big idea here? What can we take away from a movie like this? Well, in all cases, in terms of horrid things in the world, in terms of things that end up being so down in a ditch or so far away from the light of the tunnel, I think it's important to understand one thing only. Hope is great. You see sunshine in hope. You see glassware, houses, green fields, treasures amongst treasures, in terms of nature, in terms of possession. In this movie, atrocious things happened, and day by day, it kept happening. But you know what's great? As soon as one tunnel opens to a lot of sunshine, we can see the beauty in the world that we live in, and the compassion that people can have. If only that kindness can be through everybody, hope has done its job, and it's done its job through people who want it to be done. So what are you doing every day to make sure hope and compassion don't leave society, especially in a world like this? Thank you for my application, and let's get into it forward. Thank you for my LogansStory. Thank you for the Steven Spielberg highlight. The more highlights in the future come out for those. Also, the mission is 1,000 subscribers. You guys can help me get there by hitting the share, like, the subscribe button right under the screen. Also, by hitting that bell. Leave a comment if you can too. And by the way, we're almost to 100 subscribers. I just need 4 more. If you guys can get subscribing, that'd be great. Thank you for coming, and peace.